Ryu! Oh, come on, Pyra.
3-0 on the day, and it just, you guys made it look easy. Everything went right. Pick and ban, prep and it all. I mean, I just got to ask you, let's start with you, Jankos. Were you expecting that result?
Well, I think I actually did not expect that result. I knew that Taylor is out of Fnatic, but I didn't know that their pick and ban would like decrease so much, you know, their level of pick and bans. I think that we prepared well for this match, and we are very sure of our capabilities of the players. We felt like we have like kind of better players, you know. So it went smooth, I would say, yes.
It certainly did. Pound for pound, you guys both particularly stepped up. And in pick and ban, it seems so much better, especially over Fnatic. Ryu, I want to ask you, I know you're a big part of the team's communication. You know, in that pick and ban phase, how much impact do you have? How much is it Prolly? I just want to know a little bit more about how it works.
Well, I just say like what I want to do and what I want to pick or something. And then, so luckily like our team is listening well, so.
It certainly did, and your Vladimir was huge. You know, why do you think that was such a strong pick, particularly against Fnatic?
I mean, I really didn't want to play Blood, but like I have so many champions to play. I don't know. I just picked.
Well, you certainly picked well. I mean, that was, it stepped up big, and I'm glad that even when you're on something you didn't really like, you were able to really come up big. So, you know, back over to you, Jankos. We're going to get to play in Poland. You guys are going to get to go to Krakow. You know, you've been to a couple of events there in your time, but how about now? What are you excited? How are you feeling to go to Krakow?
I don't really want to show it, but I'm actually really excited because that will be the first time I will be able to play in front of my home crowd. So see you guys there, you know. I hope you'll cheer for us, and we'll try our best.
Looking forward to it. Last question to you, Ryu. Going to face off against Splice up next. How do you feel going up against that team?
I think they are a good team, and it's going to be a really good game and like a decent match, I think.
Oh, I think so too, especially if you guys play like you played today. Congratulations once again on your 3-0 victory, shutting out Fnatic, and we will see you both in Poland. For now, though, we are going to go ahead and send it over to the analyst desk to take over for post-game lobby.
Thank you so much, and welcome to this quarterfinal edition of the post-game lobby, where I'm joined by a stacked desk, Krepo, Perks, Mithy, and Sencox. So welcome everybody from the bottom lane stream. Not too exhausted, I hope.
3 challengers and Mithy. I'm good, I'm good.
3 challengers.
Is Krepo challenger?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were laughing there. You were like standing there like quiet, you know, smiling.
If I'm not asked.
Yeah, you're not challenger either.
I'm Boost the Master Player right now. Unlucky. Back to the desk.
Back to the desk, and first off,
support's
congratulations for you, Mithy, and for Perks. You guys made it to Worlds on championship points
really?
because
yeah,
of
we're right.
H2K
We're
winning.
so good.
Nice one in that. We're going to talk a bit more about the championship points and the possible gauntlet configurations later. First up, H2K, unbelievable performance here. Just what was your biggest takeaway? We didn't get to hear too much of the bottom lane stream, but about H2K's like mastery in this series.
I think they did a good job on game 1 of forcing mistakes. Jankos first blood king, and then they did a good job at being consistent in lanes and punishing the enemy's mistakes, and then just doing a pretty good snowball where they didn't make mistakes and just choked Fnatic out of their own game slowly, and just came out with very smooth, clean wins. So
your co-caster said that very well.
I would be shitting my pants if I was Sencox, you know.
He actually kept
fantastic analysis, and then
he kept it really kosher on the desk. So he has a couple of swears left in his bucket before we kick him off the podcast. Well, it was super entertaining and educational to sit with Sven and Mithy there on the stream. We basically agreed on game 1 that it was a bit of a draft error from Fnatic. Game 2, winnable draft. Game 3, winnable draft, but it was like win lane, win game, or bust in a lot of the matchups, and it didn't happen. They were forcing way too hard in game 3. Like Febiven dying to a level 3 gank. I don't know, Sencox, what your opinion on that was, but probably not the best.
I don't know. It was a bit weird for me that he stood to bot side, and I think his flash was really a bit questionable as well.
We didn't even see his flash on our side,
but he flashes like basically like on top of the Hecarim instead of a bit more top side, where he can actually run up, and the Hecarim can just run into tower and knock him back.
Out, yeah.
So that flash was not the greatest, and then I think the game kind of snowballed.
This was beautiful for me. Like this setup, like it was also a trade where Fnatic Fnatic bot lane was kind of baited into going ham, and then turns out that the enemy jungler and top laner show up and suddenly...
Why do I see a pony in every replay? Is he getting MVP?
Yeah. Well, our series MVP is Jankos. There.
Oh!
Yeah, I mean...
Nice throw.
Wow.
No, I swear.
Jankos with the power of vodka.
He wasn't cheating.
Because on bot lane stream he was cheating, because on bot lane stream we have two game clients where they're in game 6 seconds ahead of time, and Mithy was predicting everything. Big fans,
I'm just that good of a caster.
Perks was actually, we were discussing who would be the MVP, and before this game it
Vander.
was Odoamne, Vander, Jankos, but after the last game and everything tallied together, Perks, Jankos is scary.
It was an obvious one that Jankos has XD'd and won the game, yeah. He's insane. I don't know what to say.
Well, we can see
Oh,
the
beautiful.
football shirt switcheroo here. Rekkles and Febiven is changing
Wow.
shirts. And after everything that has happened on social media, that's... I mean, we don't know what they're saying. They could be swearing there. But
That's
probably
respectable
are.
Bender right here.
Probably
That's
are.
that's
This is
respectable.
nice.
I think that's a good finish.
The two
to,
best AD carries in Europe on the stream.
I'm happy that at least it doesn't go further, and they just like kind of end it here and make it be more of a banter situation instead of just like making this kind of a toxic thing between EU players. It's just we just like to banter around, and that's it.
It's speaking out on toxicity.
See,
What's
he's so
your guys'
PR,
take
I don't
on-
know. If you're off the stream, he wouldn't say that.
What's your guys' take on banter for pro players? Do you think it's I personally think I like it a lot, and I think sometimes fans get a bit too upset about some things that are said, although this iteration was getting
over,
near the border.
I think it really depends. Like sometimes it can go really over the line. Like some people take it too personal and then they go into personal stuff instead of just in-game stuff. But I think in general, like this banner was pretty much just like funny all the way, and it made a lot of hype. So I think it was fun.
I think we have some B-roll of what Febiven did after the match, though, and I don't mean to start the
Hate train, just show the roll.
No, not
Roll
the hate train. We're just gonna take a look at it because he did have a little move there at the end as he was shaking the hands of his fans. There's Odo.
Beautiful.
Oh, forgiving cam.
Give it, yeah.
Oh, look at
Forgiven
it.
camera.
Just wait for it, wait for it. Oh.
I mean, that could mean anything, right? That could mean anything. But I think it's indeed nice conclusion, kind of, that they're talking to each
I would
other.
do it too, because that's the last time you can do it. Because next week it's probably
It's gonna be
somebody-
me going there.
it's gonna be Stencook's walk up.
To throw you that question that Mithy said beforehand in a slightly different language, how are you going into that matchup versus H2K after seeing how they dominated Fnatic?
Not any different. I think Fnatic was playing pretty sloppy the whole series, and I think H2K did well in punishing their mistakes, but there were so many mistakes from Fnatic that I don't know. I think if you didn't do it, then you shouldn't be in the final. So like H2K played well. I'm not saying they played bad, but I don't think it's like an overwhelming performance from them.
We'll get some predictions in a bit when we take a look at the bracket, but we do have to close out talking about Fnatic as well. Quickshot mentioned at the end of the cast, this is a disappointing 2016 season for Fnatic, so he doesn't, with that, see them going anywhere further. Do you think Fnatic, with more time, can get it together in time for Gauntlet and make it to Worlds? Of course, there's other options there as well. Or do you see something that's completely broken down at this point, Mithy?
I passed.
Bail out, okay.
Yeah.
You plead the fifth.
Yeah, okay.
Stencook can answer that.
And his answer: if we go Gauntlet, they're doomed. Oh.
Ooh, but that means you have no faith of winning Krakow.
I
the
said
whole thing.
if
I mean,
we.
it's understandable. It's
Actually,
understandable.
okay.
I mean,
We are not gonna go
look
Gauntlet.
at who's on the other end of the bracket.
Yeah, it's unicorns. They're winning the finals.
Crepo?
I think it's unlikely. However, we're going to see a lot of information given. The 615 is still somewhat in development, and the better teams still have to play. So, like, Fnatic, they had some drafting issues. They can literally carbon copy what's going on in finals. And then, like, there were some clear issues in this game, like dashing forward into a Taric stun, not dashing away from what Mithy and Sven call a bulldozer composition, you know, on AD carry. Like, 3 winning lanes and not synergizing with your jungler. There were so many clear mistakes that, yes, you can fix them in 3 weeks. The problem is, are these other teams going to progress past you? And also, Gauntlet is like the last chance, you know. That's where you really test the mental fortitude. So, in theory, yes, taking them back, is it likely? Probably not. At this point, there's a good chance that H2K or maybe even Unicorns get the 3rd seed for Worlds.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at the championship points production if we can right ahead, because I think this is a very interesting discussion. We'll get that in a second, because as we bring up the championship points, G2 is already qualified for World on points, but if you win the split, that means that possibly the 2nd highest point still goes. So if H2K get...
But they won't win this split. We all know that.
Who? G2 won't win the split?
No, of course not.
All right. But it does mean that other teams who are chasing could still get their own championship points, and this is now mostly H2K, definitely.